Okay, I just need a freaking start. It takes longer to start than you would think. I don't know why, but today I do, kind of, because I'm messing around with what kind of audio and visuals do I want, basically. So here I am. It's a Saturday, and I'm living my, ideal entrepreneurial life. This is the first day that I'm trying out the Dan Coe routine. That's Koe. I've been pretty obsessed with him and reading a lot about him or listening to his podcasts. So I woke up today, I made coffee, and then at 8 a.m. I started writing for 1 hour. And then after that 1 hour, I went on a 20-minute walk. Well, I brushed my teeth, went on a 20-minute walk, got back, showered, got dressed. Now I'm recording. A decent amount of time has probably passed, literally 30 minutes, because I was kind of recording. And these are the kinds of things I do want to time at some point, and I do try sometimes, but I want to time to see just how long it takes, like the prep and everything. But I'm going to start now. Things don't need to be perfect. Let's get freaking started. So today I want to talk about routines. I want to talk about experimenting with them. I probably want to talk about priorities and values, like where you're trying to go and stuff. Let me actually lift this thing up because I've been getting a little bit of tech neck, and that's not fun. That means that my neck has been hurting like here because I've been hunched over, bad posture, all the things, which is actually a really good reason for me to be up right now, standing, good posture, instead of bad posture, sitting down. I'm trying out these new earrings. Do they seem natural? Because I thought for sure that I wouldn't like them, and I would come on here and say, I'm trying something new, and I literally can't. And then I would go put on tiny little hoops. But they're sticking on. I'm kind of liking them more than I thought. And I'm excited this is the first time I'm wearing this shirt, and I'm wearing fun pants too. Isn't it funny how that works? I wrote for an hour this morning, and now I have specific topics that I want to talk about. And if I want to talk about other things, I can just start a new video. But yeah, let's focus, and I'll write this on my whiteboard maybe. What are we going to do today? What are we going to talk about today? Routines, and then priorities. And specifically, I want to talk about the balancing and the priorities of business and social. I have my laptop in front of me. So I've been trying to solidify my business and what that looks like, and part of that is the structure and not only what kinds of things I do, but when I do them. By the way, I've been wanting to get my nails done, and I kind of want maybe yellow for summer sun. We will see. I might do that today. Oh my gosh, also, or maybe I do one of each color dip like people have been doing on TikTok, because I freaking love that. That would be good for my inner child. Oh my gosh, that would be really fun actually. I might have to do that today. So I've experimented with 1 to 2 hours of deep focus a day, like the starter story guy did. And I would get kind of mixed up because I'm like, but when do I record? Because I like the idea of going to a coffee shop and deep focus, fully focusing on something. But then I would be like, but when do I record? When do I edit? That's very one and done, whatever. Dan Coe, I've been listening to a lot, and he talks about his routine at the time that he recorded this podcast, at least. He wakes up at 5:30. By 5:45, he's up, showers, brushes his teeth. I didn't do that exactly. I just woke up whenever I wanted to today at 7:30 probably, made coffee. It's a Saturday. But everything from this point on, he does too. So I sat down at my computer. I didn't really look at anything. I took off messages from everything. My phone is still bricked. No socials, no messages. So right for 1 hour, I did that. After that, take a 20-minute walk around the block. Still like not much input. I wrote some notes on my phone. I'm like, where's my phone? It's the thing I'm recording on. I wrote some like notes, and I actually have some funny things I'm going to post later today on Instagram. I have one really funny joke. So stay tuned. And then come back, work for 45 minutes to 60 max. Meanwhile, I spent 30 minutes before even starting this. And before starting this. So, because when I looked at this, it was 45 minutes, and I got back from my walk at 20. So that was 25 minutes, and now another 12. But I might talk for 45. We'll see. So do another 45 to 60 max, then walk around the block again for 20 minutes, and repeat the 45 to 60 minutes until you finish all the work that you have to do for the day, or until you start burning out, which would be like don't work past 12 or maybe 1 if you're starting at 6. But for me, I'll probably not. I'll see if I can cut myself off at 1. We'll see though, because I did start later, and I could see myself doing this for 6 hours, because time just flies with this stuff. Like, it's crazy how at times I feel very lost, which I don't think I'll talk about in this video. Let me write that down though. Feeling lost video. I might make one right after this. And I could even change my shirt. So then it seems like it's from a different day. By the way, I have a stand in the mail. So stay tuned. The stand will not be my arm anymore. Say goodbye and hello to my moving arm. I've been feeling lost with business and direction and stuff, but came back to my why, and now it's cool because I have so many things I want to do and so many things that are really energizing me about this. So I can see myself wanting to do this for hours and hours today, and I might. Main point. I'm trying the stand co-routine, and what I like about this, after you do all these blocks, so for me until like 12, 1 or 2 today, once the work is completed for the day, drink a smoothie, go to the gym. I want to drink a protein smoothie. Like, I have this berries and spinach from Trader Joe's and protein powder, and then I'll go to the gym. And then you have the afternoon to do whatever you want. And I'm going to go to a concert tonight, which I'll talk about later too. So I'm experimenting with this, and I really enjoy hearing people's routines. So I'm going to talk about my routines as I try to solidify them, because if you don't have a routine, it's easy to feel lost as an entrepreneur and like, what am I doing? Am I doing enough? What direction am I moving in? Kind of thing. And as a baseline for everything, like other like metrics I'm thinking in my head is do one thing for the business every day, which I'm doing, and I wrote this stuff down, so I'm kind of like looking at the screen too. But even if that's an intentional weekend off, like I would still say that's for the business, because it's for like the longevity of the business. So besides the intentional weekends off, like I'm doing things like writing or posting or chatting about it or whatever, or thinking about like the finances or stuff like that. So doing one thing for the business, and then I'm also, my main focus is YouTube, TikTok, Instagram stories. Like, that's like my focus. So I have that as like the main foundation, and then when and how I do those, that's what I'm experimenting with. And I started with like an hour or 2 of deep focus a day, but yesterday late afternoon, I'm like in a coffee shop doing the deep focus, like not always in the morning. And yeah, because Dan Kos, he does a podcast, YouTube, Instagram, and he has always done those things, I think that this method might work better for me because it's like writing, and then I would assume that he records and stuff. Like, he definitely does. He does his work all like in the morning, so he probably has, that's probably why he showers too, I realized, because I was like, I don't always shower like in the beginning of the day, but then if I'm going to wear something nice and do my makeup a little bit and stuff, like, I'm going to want to shower before camera, so it's kind of cool because being on camera, it's like I'm going into work, like capturing it, and I want to look put together and professional. At times, like today I do, but honestly, of course, I'm like showing up 1 a.m. with a retainer sometimes too. So yeah, have the foundation, have the different routines I'm trying. And Dan Kos I like because of the iterations and because of the breaks, to be honest, like, because I can be stuck in I can be so locked in for hours, and then I burn out. So I really like the time blocks and then walking around the block. I'll talk more about the specifics of what I'm doing, the routine, in a different video, and let me actually write that down on my whiteboard. What I like about this routine is because I wrote for an hour, I have a more more categorized points in my head, so it's easier to break down videos and like know what this is versus what could be another video. And I've already been talking for 15 minutes, so I think let's just stick to the routines and experimenting. If you have any ideas, or I'd love to hear what kind of structure works for you, especially as my in the beginning I was just to balance the creativity within structure. Like, you need some structure for creativity. Like, The Artist Way talks about how having a 9-to-5 can be super helpful. Hey, cool, I can move it around so I can see that it's actually working. Having a 9-to-5 can be helpful for your creativity because you have some structure and to move within that structure and create. So I really like the idea of work, and then I can be like an artist in the afternoon, do whatever I want. Even like Dan Kos talks about doing light work. So the more loosey work, even though it's all creative. It's a little bit of structure to just help keep you rolling. Let's move on to priorities. So I've talked before about my priorities. I forget what the last time I checked, but my current priorities, I was thinking, are health, business, which business is always trying to come up and take over health. I'll tell you that much. But I try to keep health first, then business. And then I made a third priority of romantic relationships because I don't want to be closed off to somebody who's adding to my life. Because I don't know, you always hear about I don't want to wake up one day and be like, oh, I wish I was dating. And I do believe that the right relationship will make your life better and help you be your best, most authentic self and help you to reach your goals and your dreams and co-create the ideal life with each other and help each other grow and make each other's lives better and all that stuff. So I was I can't. Because what was my third before? I don't remember right now. But so that was my current third. But what's not on there is community and girl friendships. And I'm realizing that actually that could be on there and bump the romantic off of there. Let's do number 3 as relationships. So... And how do I get I want to hit all 3 priorities, and business and social. So business and relationships or social or whatever you want to call it. I've been really struggling with this because I think I wrote this down too. So because I'm starting a business, I'm an entrepreneur. I feel like I'm taking in all these messages of monk mode and keep your eye on the goal and this is all you have to do and people fall away, people won't get it, all that kind of stuff. And I can be very extreme. I can take things very literally, And so in my head, sometimes when I think of like business, it's like all my free time is going to business. And on the flip side, like last year I was focused on community and girl friendships, and everything, all my decisions revolved around that, and almost all my free time was spent with people. Like there was a time where I would see like 5 people a day because I would not say no. I would always be reaching out to people. I'd always be thinking of ideas and like how can I bring people into like every single thing that I'm doing. So I burned out from that. At a certain point I burned out on just social, and I haven't burned out on business, because with business, it's creative. I haven't burned out, but I have gotten into like that lost feeling and more of like, what am I doing again? And like more of the low energy feels, because my business includes taking care of my inner artist, which is a lot of like artist dates and writing and downtime and resting and sleeping and listening to my body and recharging and going to the gym and stuff. Like it encompasses a lot that takes care of myself, which I love. I've been thinking that I wanted to only focus on business, and that meant that business and health were my priorities, but community was not. It's funny because I was working on my website yesterday, and I'll talk about what work I'm doing on my website in the next video. But it's so funny building a personal brand and like having myself reflected back to me. So in my about me, I say I believe things that I believe and ways that I live and stuff. I wrote word for word. I'm just going to read it. Relationships are super important to me. Building community is a skill that anyone can learn and improve upon. I definitely have. It is one of my passions. When I read that, I was like, meanwhile, I'm sitting here wanting to say no to everybody. And there are a lot of factors that go into that. But like last weekend, for example, there are a lot of things going on. I'm talking on the phone with friends more, and I don't know. I've also been feeling this feeling of, I've been in this city for 4.5 years, so I feel, and my brother is here now, so I feel very much like I talk to people, or I even think of like reaching out to certain people, or I know what people are doing, and I feel like this, it feels like a warm blanket. Like I feel this feeling of family in my city, and like I love that people are doing their own thing, and a lot of times I'm just like, I don't feel the need to join them, and I'd rather just like do my own thing. Like last weekend, I was completely alone. I think I did a video on this, but like it involves like going to Whole Foods at 9 p.m. and going to BJ's and getting a cookie skillet and reading, and then having a hot tea with lemon, or hot water with lemon. Like I've just really been enjoying my own company and not feeling the need to reach out to people, and just like floating through my life. Like I feel like I have enough to do independently, and I'm like feeling like this independent single woman and loving it, loving my life. But at the same time, reading that, I'm like, okay, community is very important too. Relationships are one of the most important things. Like I do believe that, even if I'm not fully feeling it right now, because I also am very focused on business, and sometimes it's hard for me to incorporate all. And reading that made me want to reach out to people and to make some plans. And so I do have plans. I saw a friend yesterday. I'm going to see a friend every day. And work. So that's another reason that I want structure in this business, because if I do things in the morning, then I can like spend the whole afternoon. Dan talks about like a focus fasting. Like you're not focusing anymore on your business in the afternoon. Do whatever you want. Do some light work maybe if you feel like it, but also you're open and in the clear, in the green to go do whatever. And that involves community and social stuff. So I'm trying that out today. Working in the morning, and then I'll let it go. Can do social tonight and tomorrow. Reading back how relationships are so important to me, it reminded me of I just changed the name of this video because it's way more catchy and it's how I call it in my head and out loud all the time. So I have a video called Breakup Pep Talk, and I have watched that when I needed to end things with somebody I was dating, and to see myself like so happy single and like talking and like just that confident energy that I had on there helped me to like do what I needed to do with that next person. Like, it's really funny and cool, like building a personal brand, like seeing who you are reflected back to you. It helps keep my direction in life, I think. And can be like, it's basically me coaching myself, which I love. And I'm going to continue to do it. Like this routine thing, I'm writing it down, aka I'm writing it, and I'm also doing this video so that I can come back and be like, oh, what was she doing? And what was working? What wasn't? Like, this is all how I live my life. Which brings me, I think, to the end of this video. So to sum that part up, like business and social, like how do you balance both? And I think it's about, this is how I think now. I'm going to try to, as I solidify my business more, I'm also going to be open and like start bringing in more social. And we're not going to go full force to see 5 people a day, join a million clubs, like all this stuff. We're going to just like not be opposed to the social, because I know that there's a part of me that thinks relationships are super important, is very energized by them and inspired by them. And like a lot, like even this breakup video is because I'm like out in the world interacting with people. So like a lot of my videos are. So relationships and social are important, and I don't want to completely drop them for months and months, and I haven't. I'm just like noticing the feeling of wanting to isolate. But there's a way to work them both in. So we're bumping that back up in the priorities: health, business, social. So yeah, experimenting with routines will help with that too. How to bring them both in. Cool. Thank you for joining. So I think that our purpose on earth is to live a productive life that's beneficial to ourselves and other people. So to live your best life using your unique talents and strengths and gifts. And to do that, you need to be courageous and bold and push through fear. And I'm on a journey to do that myself. That's why I'm showing up here on YouTube, for example. And I'm here to share my journey to hopefully help other people to do the same, to live their best life and to find what energizes them. So if you want to follow along, hit subscribe, hit like if you found this video helpful, because it's really helpful to me to know like what people are drawn to, what you like to hear. I have a newsletter, I have coaching, I have a website now I'll talk more about, but all that you can find in my bio. This stuff is really exciting to me, and see how it lights me up just talking about my why. I'll talk about like, I'm trying to work this in more, and I'm re-solidifying it. I'm trying to visit that more and work that into my videos, because so that I don't feel as lost. But yeah, I'm out here just trying to live my best life, and I want to help you to do the same. So this is energizing for me. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you so soon. Have a great day. Yo, that is the complete end of the video. There was all of my like self-conscious, like, oh, I'm just here taking up space, like I'm feeling really self-conscious right now, like all those kinds of things I had to work out throughout that video. I moved to the end in case you want to see the behind the scenes. So the next few clips are just like me saying, oh, I wish I had a chair, I'm so self-conscious, all this stuff. But I decided to not keep it in the main one because I want to make these videos a little bit more solid and consolidated. And I know I repeated a bunch of stuff. It's fine. We're working on it. We're getting out there. Is this video almost done? I think it is. I almost finished editing. Thanks for being here. Feel free to stop now or go for the behind the scenes. Catch you in the next one. Okay, I feel self-conscious a little bit. I'm gonna start with this, like I start all of them. This is me on YouTube. I'm taking up space. I'm practicing being my full self and sharing ideas and about my life online to hopefully help anyone in any way, like one person in a small way, and just add those up, basically. So, what am I trying to say? I'm wishing I had shoes on, but okay, I'm nervous. The thing is, I would easily talk on the phone right now, so let me just act like I'm doing that, maybe. Here's the thing. I feel self-conscious. I want to get shoes. You shoes, you lose. Yeah. Now I'm wishing that I had a chair. Why don't I feel like talking? I'm wishing that I had a chair that wasn't my work chair with the things in the back. I want like a comfy chair that I can sit in, but I don't think it's gonna happen today. So let me just chat with you like I'm in the office. Maybe I'll get some more coffee. But make today amazing. I love this mug.